Volcanoes are one of the most devastating and mesmerizing natural disasters in the world. Fans have asked for volcanoes to be added for years, but I've heard nothing. Well, in this video, I took matters into my own hands and built the volcano update in hardcore Minecraft. So when you think of the word volcano, what else do you think of? An island. Well, at least I do. So what's a better place to build a volcano than on an island? Bruh, are you serious? It's literally just a mushroom. The first island we see is just a mushroom in the middle of the ocean. So after a little bit of flying around, I think I found a pretty decent island. The only inconvenience are the patches of stone on the beach, but other than that, I think we found our island. First, we need to gather some materials, but luckily for you, you just have to watch a 5-second time lapse. Meanwhile, I mine for 3 hours straight. What the? Get out of here, skeleton. Okay. That was close. Alright, materials have been acquired, so let's not waste any more time and start off by building the general shape of the volcano. I'm thinking we build it on this elevated part right here. Let's build a temporary tower here to get a rough idea of how tall this thing is actually going to be. Let's see. A little bit taller. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good height. Now that we know how tall this thing is going to be, we need to know how wide this thing is going to be. So let's just build a little bit of a rough outline of the size of the volcano. Alright, done. I know it's not perfect, but don't worry, I'm going to be tweaking it the further we go along with the build. So now let's start working on the base of the volcano and slowly work our way up the side of the mountain. Ooh, free food. Damn, I suck at this game. So because we're building this volcano by hand, it's up to us to make it as realistic as possible. And to do that, we can't just have the volcano have a smooth curve. We need to add bumps, plateaus, and other stuff like that. This is taking forever. Let's switch out my totem for the stone I'm placing. Therefore, if I die, I will lose my entire world. And boom! 25% done. Just 75% left. And 100% complete. And it's a little chunky. Let's tweak it a little bit and get rid of these unnecessary blocks. Yeah, that's looking a lot better, but it still doesn't have that volcano look. We got the shape of the volcano, but now it's time to actually transform this into a real volcano. And the first step is to add some more color. I'll show you what I mean. So after a little bit of some off-camera mining, let's use these blocks to add some texture and color using a gradient starting from the very top of the volcano. That sounds a little confusing, so let me just show you what I mean. So first we're going to add a ring of blackstone, like this, and then a ring of deep slate, and finally a ring of tuff. As you can see, the top of the volcano is the darkest region, mainly because that's where most of the lava will be, and it gradually gets lighter the lower you go. The only problem is you can see where the blackstone meets the deep slate and etc. Therefore, we have to bleed the blocks into the other regions. That also sounds a little confusing, so just watch and you'll see what I mean. I'm not gonna lie, it looks a lot better than I thought it would. Like, I didn't think it would look bad, but I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to probably the most annoying part of the video, adding the lava. You might not think it's that annoying, but you will see why in a second. So first, let's collect a crap ton of lava buckets. And now with these lava buckets, we simply just cover the top like this. Pretty easy. I also added some campfires underneath the lava to add a cool smoke effect. And I'm out of lava. And all done. Now let's move on to letting the lava run down the side of the mountain, but in a weird way. Instead of just placing lava at the top and letting it run down, I'm going to carve out a path so the lava is forced into that specific shape. Sounds easy, right? Hey, that looks pretty good. Oh, fuck. I am really happy with how that turned out. It's actually looking like a real volcano now, but we're still not finished. I was thinking that we should add debris shooting out of the volcano to make it look like it's actively erupting. Yeah, that's gonna look really cool, so let's get started. Alright, first let's build a little bit of a tower. And from here, let's make a ball of magma and also some blackstone. Oh, and let's also leave a trail of glass to make it look like it's flying out of the volcano. And if done right, it should look like a piece of debris is shooting out of the volcano. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now let's just make 7 more of these balls. Alright, the flying debris balls are complete. The volcano looks great, but the island is a little bland. So let's spice it up and add some palm trees and also some bamboo. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's fix this huge patch of stone and replace it with dirt. Alright, and now let's build a handful of palm trees around the island. And also sporadically place these pieces of bamboo. Alright, and that should be everything. Wait, what if I can make the volcano actually erupt? Now let's press this button. Alright, it's going. Oh crap. I think we had a slight malfunction. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Well, I guess it technically erupted then, didn't it?